Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Marte. I come from Norway and I love makeup, and today I will be doing something a bit different because I will be basically shopping my stash. So I will just be going into my drawers as I go, finding out what kind of products I want to use. So obviously I'm filming this intro after I did my whole look, and I ended up using some products that I haven't used in a long time, and I really enjoyed it. So if you want to see what kind of products I used to do this look, and yeah, in general just see how I do this look, then please keep on watching. I just went ahead and found my Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer, which I will be applying all over my face, and then I will use both my Conceal and Hydrate concealer and foundation. I have both of them in... no wait, I have this one in F0.1 and the concealer I have in C0.5. I'm just going to go in with this powder foundation from a Norwegian brand, and I just use a puff like this to apply it. And it's just because I feel like I often have like my skin, the texture looks kind of weird with some foundations. I will say that it's not really bad, but I just feel like this evens out my skin so much more. Plus it has a little bit more of that yellow tone to it that I have in my skin, so I feel like it gives me a better skin match, sort of. Especially since these shades from the Conceal and Hydrate collection is not really the perfect match when it comes to undertone. Plus this one gives a lot of coverage and I just really love it. And even though it looks powdery right after application, it looks so beautiful and it just melts into the skin when you use some setting powder in the end. So I like to just apply this after powdering so that it won't oxidate with the wetness of the foundation. And then I just go in with my bronzer and blush. And as you can see, I don't really apply much product to my forehead. I just don't like the look of it. So I think this is fine. And then I will be going in with my Jouer bronzer duo, which is like this. It is the light and medium one, so I always use this one to contour and this one to bronze. And then I will be using my OFRA signature blush palette. It looks really dirty because I lost it in the ground and two of the shades broke, but I did fix it, and I do have a video on how I fixed it as well. So I'm not really sure. I think I might go in with something a bit more purpley like this one today, because I think I will use some purples. I do remember these blushes being very like powdery yet not giving any color, so I'm just starting slowly. I don't think I've used this exact shade, so we will just see if it builds up nicely or not. Now I'm really going into it because I don't really see anything. Just tap it lightly on my hand. I don't really see any color coming. I'm really rubbing my brush into it. There's a little color, but I don't even know if that's just what's left on my brush from other blushes that I've used. Okay, so we're getting somewhere now. And it seems like it's blending in nicely. Okay, so now we're getting there. Now we have a lot of blush, like you can see the difference. Looks so much more alive on this side. I just brought out this beautiful Moon Spell palette by Lunar Beauty, and I think I want to go for something a little bit lighter today. I really want to go in with the shade Nancy right here, and I'm really intrigued by using some of these in combination. I think I will at least start out with this one because I think this one will be quite dark. And I have this gorgeous pigment or flakes from Amy Hart's Beauty, and I want to top my look up off with this one because I haven't used it yet and I'm not very experienced with flakes, so I would love to just try doing that for once. So I think I'll actually start going in with the shade Nancy in my outer crease, and then I will use the shade Page for my inner crease. And I don't really remember how these applied because it's been a while since I used this palette. Actually, I haven't used it since my last video, I think, with it. So I see a little bit of fallout, but the shadow itself seems to be really pigmented. And since I'm going to place that those flakes on top, I really want to have this all over the lid, just so that I have a base for the flakes to shine on. And I don't know why, because I heard people saying that this shade was not good, but like, this is pigmented and it blends so beautifully. Like, am I crazy or? Super great. I was just using Kaleidos makeup brush S3, but now I'm going in with brush S2, which is more of a normal blending brush. I'm just grabbing that Page shade and I'll be packing that here. And obviously I don't want to blend these too much into each other because they're not exactly next to each other on the color wheel. So as usual, I try to like more pack on the pigment there, not actually blending the pigments together. So I'm actually quite happy with this. I'll just go ahead and use some white setting powder on top of here, just underneath my brow bone, and then I'll be back. I'm now taking a little bit of that shade Prue because I will just be using that as a base for my flakes. So I don't wet the brush or anything, I'm just lightly tapping it basically where I want a fall cut crease to be. And if you don't have any flakes, you could just spray your brush with this shade and only use this one because it's quite sparkly and beautiful. Now I'm just taking some of my BH Cosmetics Space Booster, which I will use for making the flakes stick to my lid basically. So I will just apply that all over where I applied the shade Prue, and then I will just stick the flakes on top with another flat brush on. So that is freaking amazing. Of course I have some specks everywhere, but hopefully they will fly away once I use a big fluffy brush. Anyway, now I will just take that shade Nancy and I will drag it down here, and then I will be using that lime green shade closer to the inner corner, I think, just to have a little bit of that green that you can see in the flakes. As usually I'm trying to create a shape with like a bit more depth right here, just to extend the line and to cover my under eye folds. Now I'm taking the shade Bonnie, and as usual I'm trying to like point it a little bit down here just so I can have a big inner corner highlight. And I think I will just go in with the shade Prue, but use my Milk Jumbo eye pencil from NYX just to have a wider base so that it looks a bit lighter. So I'm quite happy with this, so I will just go ahead with the inner corner. I was a little undecided for what to use for my waterline, but I decided for this light core pencil by Linda Hallberg. I have not really used it much. I think I've used it maybe once, but I just thought it would be cute with this look. For my lips, I'm just going to use a random lip liner from the Norwegian brand Makeup Mecca. It is a bit like cool toned pink, I would say. And then I'm going to use this super old NYX lipstick. It's in the shade, I don't know, it says a lot here. This is at least the shade. I think it's just called Pops. But it's like this beautiful nudish lipstick, and I remember using it a lot, but I haven't used it for so long now. By the way, it is the Butter lipstick. And as you can see, my lips are really dry now, so I really need something like this that is moisturizing. Now it's time for highlight, and I really wanted to try something a bit crazy with this laser glazer highlight from Kaleidos, but I'm not sure how that is going to match with this look. I actually think it would be a lot prettier with a pink one. Okay, so I kind of decided to go ahead and use Comet Catcher instead. And I think I might top it off with the shade Star Surfer, which is a lot paler, I would say, and a bit more sparkly and yeah, just shiny, I guess, because this one is quite dark pink once you get it on the skin. I'll just show you here. This is like a super glowy highlight, but it's not like beaming highlight because obviously it's pink. But it's so pretty. I think I'll just take a pop of that Star Surfer and work it into here, just on the top of the cheekbone. Something like that. So now I will just go ahead and put on mascara, and then I'll show you some close-ups of this look. And that is how my finished look ended up being like, and honestly I really enjoy it. It was not exactly what I thought when I first started going into this palette, but I do really like this whole palette. The colors are amazing, great quality, and I'm so glad that I ended up using that Amy Hart's Beauty Flake because wow, that is so beautiful. So I'm super happy to have used those, and I love my Kaleidos highlighters. I have not used this lipstick in such a long time, and it's so comfortable on the lips and so beautiful. So I'm very happy doing this, and I think maybe I'll just make this a series on my channel where I shop my stash, use some palettes that I haven't used in a long time, and just use products that I don't normally use on a regular basis. I think that would be super fun. And I know a lot of you guys also have these kinds of products, so I think it's just a great way to get use of what you already have in your collection. So I hope that you liked this video. Please comment down below what you thought of this look and the different products that I used. And give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and you want to see more of me. And hopefully I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!